Perfect. Yeah, so let's start there with your podcast. How long? So you did that for 2 years. What was that about?
It's called Life Fight. You go to YouTube,
Uh-huh.
and, YouTube and Google it, Jermaine Andre Life Fight.
Uh-huh.
And it was mainly I talked about self defense, the fight game. I try
Oh.
to pull situations up and tell people what to do. Just talking about it's more about everyday scenarios
Right.
because people watch us fight in the ring, watch us fight in the cage, stuff like that. And I say what you see us doing in there, that's the we're practicing what we're going to be using in real life. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just the discipline, the calmness, you get smacked one by somebody and you want to cry and run out, you know what I'm saying? Or you want to get mad and go rage and you got to calm down and figure it out.
Yeah.
That's what keeps us from knocking our boss out, So I try to get people to understand that it's not just two animals going at it in there. And
Yeah.
so that's what it's coming. I'm bringing it back probably in about another 6 months or so.
Oh, okay. Cool,
Yeah,
cool,
but
cool.
I'm trying to bring it back bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So real quick, do me a favor. Would you mind just kind of bending your mic just a little bit closer to your
Oh, closer.
yeah, just a little bit closer. There we
Right
go.
there. How's that sound?
Perfect.
Oh, that does
Perfect.
sound better.
Yeah.
All
Perfect.
right.
Awesome. So yeah, no, so that was only on YouTube that you did that?
It's on YouTube.
So it's
Go
all
to
video?
JermaineAndre.com.
Uh-huh.
No, it's we have one that was video because we were
Okay.
actually working into video.
Oh,
But
okay.
then I had to stop at that moment. I have having a martial arts school drains you.
Yeah,
Especially
a lot
if
of
you oh
time.
it's crazy, especially if you're not following a commercialized system
Mm-hmm.
because you don't get a lot of students.
Yeah.
You
Not
know.
commercialized, you mean by maybe like the McDojo kind
Yeah,
of format?
2 year black belt, 1 year black belt. Whether you're
Yeah.
good or not. And when I got a joke for you. This is what I say to all of us tough guys.
Yeah.
I say, yeah, we sitting here laughing at McDojo saying y'all can't fight and this that, and they on the back of their yacht saying, yeah, you broke. You know what I'm
It's so true though, right? Like, man.
So I actually, I thought about that. I'm the type of guy, we all have strengths, we all have our weaknesses. So I never place myself above anyone,
Yeah.
except, a child molester or rape, something like that. And I still go into investigating and research. And then you look at some of their background and you go, oh my God, this guy. But with even the McDojo people, I said, you know what? I come from traditional martial arts,
Uh-huh.
and there's many times, when I was training Muay Thai sparring, we wasn't going real hard. Nobody's trying to kill each other, but his knowledge of Muay Thai matched mine. He knew how to block everything and this and that. So I throw a taekwondo kick, pow, catch him with no problem.
Mhm.
And he's like, "What was that?" I'm like, "Oh, you don't know that, do you?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when I realized that, and then of course when MMA started, and then I, in with the Muay Thai guys, and I could just shoot in and take them down, and that's my wrestling, and I could hip toss, that's my judo. Then we get on the ground, that's my jiu-jitsu, my Russian sambo. So I say they still have something to bring. So I actually was going to partner up with, and I don't want to say McDojo because I don't want to make it disrespectful to him, but so everybody know what we're talking about with a McDojo. You know what I'm saying? And it was a nice guy. As a matter of fact, he's the guy who got me in the movie Red Canvas.
Okay.
But we got together and we started working together, and he had good stuff. One of the things that I like that they really have is life skills. They teach those kids how to be respectable. They teach those kids how to get out there and deal with everyday things. Now, they probably can't beat up the local bully in the street who's been fighting his whole life, coming up fighting, punching people in the face, sneaking up on them, catching them off guard.
Yeah.
Because they don't even make face contact. But outside of that, I saw a lot of stuff that MMA people who are coming in just to learn how to whoop somebody's ass are big time missing.
Yeah.
You know,
There's definitely positives, I mean, to just being in that environment, right? I mean, because they are learning at least some martial arts, like philosophies and principles,
Right.
hopefully, like respect and honor and just different things to that degree. So there's definitely some positives. I think where the issue comes in is where they live in this grand illusion, right? That they feel like the things that they're learning in those four walls are going to protect them out on the streets. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Because like you said, people see what we do like for sport, but that's just sport. There's rule sets there. You know what I mean? And then
That's
like,
right.
I mean, I'm sure like you're a student of martial arts and history, so it's like Bruce Lee. Jeet Kune Do was all about like whatever worked.
Adapting.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
You
Like
have to adapt.
yeah. So
That's it.
I mean, he was all about if I had to eye gouge you, I'll eye gouge you. Like if we're in the streets, I have to win. Like it's for survival.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of I used to train my fighters, and what I would do, you got my guys who got all the guys I got
Yeah.
undefeated records, winning records. They traveling Cuba, Florida, all doing good. All right, then I say, okay, it's self-defense day, and they'll come in, and I just chop them in the neck or something. I hit them in the butt. And they're like, oh, what the hell was that? I'm like, you gonna run into a karate guy? You're gonna be talking that tough stuff, and he gonna reverse punch you right in your solar plexus, and you're gonna be dead on the ground. So you have to teach. You have to know how to street fight too, because that's even different. Because I say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna teach you guys how to street fight today. They say, all right, sir. I say, all right, we'll wait for the bell before we get started. They say, okay, and I hit them. What you do that for? I say, ain't nobody gonna wait for no damn bell on the streets. What's wrong with you? They're like, oh, okay, sir. So then we'll get started. And I say, all right, you ready? They say, yeah. And I just come in wild, just swinging wild. And it's kind of like, what the heck? What's going on? But I said, that's how you're going to get attacked. It's going to be 100% rage. It's going to be quick.
Yeah.
It's going to be everything they got. And it's not going to be, okay, this is how you block a jab. You know what I'm saying? All right, he throw a hook. This is how you block a hook. And we teach you that. And then when a good fighter comes in, his technique, it's going to be good and clean. You ready for that?
Yeah.
This guy's going to be sloppy, awkward, weird.
It's definitely
everything.
different dealing with somebody who's untrained, right?
Yeah, you got to be ready, because if not, in the first 10 seconds, they're going to accidentally catch you with something.
Yeah, they do weird things that you
Weird
would never
things.
expect. Yeah, man. And you see it all the time. Guys coming into the gym who are brand new, like, you want to be careful kind of training with them, right?
Yeah, because they'll make a mistake and put your eyeball out on accident.
Yeah, because they don't – like, if you're more seasoned, you're expecting kind of certain things,
Right.
because
there's a rhythm. It's a dance.
Exactly.
It's a dance because you're entertaining still. So when you're coming in, you got subconsciously.
Yeah.
Even though we fighting each other and I want to murder you and you want to murder me for the win, we know we both fighters. We gotta look right and do. So we got a dance going.
Yeah.
They come in, like you say throw a jab cross, and they do that. You're like, man, yeah, you almost put my eyeball out, but
Right.
that's not a good jab cross.
Right, exactly. It's like, that's not how this is done.
Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I deal a lot with that with just doing jiu-jitsu, because that's mostly what I do these days, just a ton of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And just those white belts, they're just so spastic just because they're just learning how to use
Tensing
their
up on
they
you.
don't know how to use their body yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, I first, like, for the listeners, like, I mean, you're Jermaine Andre. You have a gym here in the area, or you've been coaching in the area for a really long time. You've fought all over, on the world level. You've done very well. What, 2-time world champion, right?
Yeah, 5-time U.S., 2-time world.
5-time U.S., right?
And actually, there's argument that my U.S. titles are world titles too.
Okay.
But that's when the fight game first started. There were no sanctioning bodies or anything like that.
Yeah, like, you're pioneering the sport, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've been around.
There weren't even weight classes. I was 183 fighting guys, 220.
Yeah. What time frame was this?
It's about 96, I want to say.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Okay.
So you may have the SFC is Brian Madden. He was in Illinois, and we used to fight at the Gateway Center. It was banned everywhere. You couldn't fight in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't fight. And then the UFC was coming up at that time too.
Yeah.
Now the SFC had different rules because he was trying to stay ahead of the game. He's trying to get us in the Olympics. So in the SFC, and that's where my 5 U.S. titles come from.
Okay.
But there's argument right now that they're world titles.
And that's in
because-
kickboxing?
No, that was MMA.
That's in
now,
MMA.
This is the thing, though.
Okay.
You couldn't punch to the face on the ground. Now, you could do everything else. But when he was coming up, it was because we go to fights. Like, I know we had a fight, and one of my fights, I started introducing the leg kicks.
Okay.
And I was kicking the crap out of this guy, and I fractured his femur. So the next time I showed up at a fight, they had leg pads for me to wear. So you got to wear this.
But not him.
I was like, yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. And so they had, I think the state was there or something, but they didn't have real sanctioning body. And they didn't know, there were no real rules. He had wrote the rules.
Yeah, it's the real
But
Wild
anytime
West.
somebody got hurt, then another one, but you could elbow, and I elbowed the guy to the head. Wow, he was a ninja. He trained in jiu-jitsu, so I elbowed him and cracked his head open. The next time I came back, you couldn't throw elbows. So they were making the rules off of how we were fighting.
Really?
And then even weight classes and everything like that. So it was really weird, but when he brought it up, you couldn't punch to the face on the ground. And the whole idea was that, the punch to the face on the ground can get too dangerous. So he was trying to create a league that could get out there and get in the Olympics and everything. It was a great idea. It was working. He passed away right when he was. Yeah, he was up there. I don't want to say neck and neck with the UFC because UFC was up there. You know what I'm saying? But he was one of the leagues. But he had his own thing going that was crawling and creeping, and we knew Dana White, and we would hang with all those, and he knew him, and Dana White liked what he was doing, and it was going really good. Then he ended up just passing away.
Really?
Yep.
Man, it happens. There's so many good organizations. I mean, if like, it'd be like today's Bellator, like, yesterday's Strike Force, or there's a lot of really good, just like number 2 promotions.
Yep.
But yeah, man, that was the true Wild West days. I first kind of started learning about your story. I was getting into podcasts, and like you kind of hear some things like when you're training and different things, but you don't ever really know. But then you were on the Aubrey Marcus podcast, like
Yeah.
way when he like was first starting the show, and I learned more about your story, and I was just like, holy cow, like you've been through some things, and it kind of makes sense. Like I hear you talk about, you even mentioned like in our conversation so far about like working with kids, and I know you're really big in just helping the community and like helping kids like develop like skills for life, right?
Right.
And that stems from like your history and your background. So
Yes.
I really wanted to kind of talk about that some as kind of start there and
Well, I'm gonna tell you
kind of
this.
go from there.
If you want to keep this from being a 5-hour podcast, you have to pick and choose. What you want me to talk about.
Yeah. So okay. Well, in the beginning, I mean, you got in trouble for was it
Armed
for
robbery.
armed robbery? Okay.
And you can ask me anything. I ain't shy to answer.
Yeah, I know you're not shy to
Okay.
answer. So yeah, like just take me back to that time. Like what was going on? Like why were
Okay.
like what was happening? What
Because
what
it's a
led to
good
those?
story. Because this,
Yeah.
I even had. I'm gonna tell you this to make this as short as I can. I even had a girl I was dating, and she said that some guys were bad mouthing me. I get bad mouth a lot, and the reason why is because when Brian Madden was bringing me up, he took me around to everybody and said, Jermaine, I'll whoop your ass. Jermaine, so he took me to all the schools and said, who fight Jermaine? Fight. Because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to beat everybody locally, then you spread out.
Yeah.
And you go, and everybody's supposed to support you. So a lot of people didn't like me, and there's even a lot of instructors and coaches out there who try to put the snarl at me, but I traveled the world.
And this
I
is when you
fought-
were first starting in martial
Yeah, that's
arts.
when I
and
was first
fighting.
starting.
How
Well,
old
that's
were
when-
you at this time?
Well, that was when I first started fighting. I started martial arts when I was about 5.
Oh,
But I started
okay.
traditional. But when the fight game came out was right when I was actually I was locked up. I was in prison, and I was watching the UFC.
Okay.
And it was like the first ones. And I looked, and I was watching these guys. I said, these guys can't fight. I said, they just not afraid. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I'm in the big house, the real world. These are pure killers and everybody else. So I done had my real deals. And I know how to read somebody looking at what they're doing. And I said, they're not using the martial arts really. They just not afraid. And even like Ken Shamrock, one of my favorite guys. Frank, my favorite. He was a great martial arts. But Ken wasn't using martial arts. Ken was just tough.
Yeah.
He'd come in, and I say the whole idea of the martial arts is not to be tough. It's to move. You know what I'm saying? Let stuff fly past you. It's to trick him, to pretend you're weak. You don't use strength. So I say, I can whoop their asses. I thought that to myself.
Yeah.
While I was in there, I said, when I get out, that's what I'm going to do. 'Cause I didn't know what I was going to do when I came out. So that's what got me introduced to the game. But then when I came to St. Louis, that's where Brian Madden was. And, of course, he was challenging everybody to fight. He had a little group of fighters. Said, hey, who wants to fight him? Who wants to fight him? Then if nobody would fight me, he was going outside of town. So
Oh.
that's kind of where it started. But the way I ended up in prison was I was in high school. I graduated. I had a high school sweetheart, and she was a junior in high school. Well, when I graduated as a senior. She was going to move back to Wyoming,
Okay.
where she lived because her mom was there. Her mom was dying of cancer because she was Lakota Indian, Sioux Indian.
Oh, okay.
All right. So she's like, "Will you come with me?" Well, I've always been that loyal guy. If you ever get a chance to read my book, read through it. I'm the guy who whenever somebody mess with the crew, I stood there and fought to the death while everybody else was driving off and leaving me there by myself. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
man.
Cops let me go because they would see that and say, "Man, we saw your boys leave."
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'll be dead before I'm gonna let these people get away with this stuff.
Yeah.
And they be like, man, protect this, get them out of here.
So you've always lived by a code.
I've always, it was like buried into me, which goes back to an incident that I tell you about. Don't let me forget to tell you about that.
Okay.
That it was a traumatic incident that put that into me for the rest of my life.
Okay.
And actually made me take my martial arts serious. But moving along, so her mom was dying of cancer, so she asked me to go. I said, yeah, hell yeah. And I loved, she was bad, sweetheart. I mean, she Lakota, she long hair, gorgeous. And so we moved up there. While we were up there, I had some charges down here in St. Louis, some gun charges. And that's why you see me talking a lot. I speak for cops. Because we had some cops roll up on us before. We was just packing because of the incidents I was getting in. I used to get into a lot of fights with skinheads and stuff like that, all the racial people out there. Me and my boy had a white, black, and Mexican. It was a crew, us mixed crew. And we gonna let that crap fly. Y'all ain't coming strong out here.
No, it's here in St. Louis.
Yes. Oh man, St. Louis. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's another story there too. But we were fighting them, getting into it and all kinds of stuff. So
you caught a gun charge from that.
yep. So they started bringing weapons. Got introduced as baseball bats and chains and knives at first. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be. You do what you do. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even nobody trying to kill each other. You just fight until he's done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't bring that racial crap around here. And then, hey, well, we don't want you blacks around here.
Yeah.
And then you got a white guy. He'll say, well, I want him around. You know what I'm saying? So it was just about. But then they started introducing So, oh, y'all want to go like that. So, of course,
It just naturally escalates.
yeah, it has to.
Yeah.
Or somebody got to give up. And we wasn't giving up, and I'm never giving up. So I got caught with a fully loaded 9mm Beretta with, all kinds of heavy rounds and everything. And the cops actually rode up on us, and they threw down on us because they caught we walking out. We had a 12 gauge Mossberg street sweeper. Now these 17-year-old kids, we had a street sweeper and an AKS. That's a legal AK-47.
Oh.
So the AK-47 was legal. The Mossberg street sweeper was legal because the barrel was only 18.5 inches. So we knew our stuff. Yeah, because we was for real. We was ready to get it.
Yeah.
But I had a fully loaded 9mm Beretta, which you couldn't have at 17 years old in St. Louis.
Man, people in the hood are certified lawyers.
I know you got to be.
You know the law.
Yeah, you got to know your stuff. So we were carrying, and the cops threw down on us because we were walking around with the street sweeper. So somebody called, said, you got these guys walking around. And while we were laying on the ground, cop had a shotgun on me, and I was reaching for my 9 like that.
Uh-huh.
And I was going to toss it, but he didn't know that.
No.
And he saw that 9, and he stop now. And he like, get your hand off of that. And I let go. He said, what were you getting ready to do? Were you going to shoot me? And I said, no, I wasn't going to shoot you. As long as you ain't trying to shoot me, I ain't going to shoot you. But the cop was like, man, I could have killed you over that.
Yeah, man.
I said, I know. He said, you don't care? I said, yeah, I care. I said, do you care if I would have killed you? Well, yeah. But he cared. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of our people getting shot now.
Yeah.
But, 1 out of 10 billion officers is doing dirty crap. You know what I'm saying? And there's a bunch of them out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I like to always point that out. This was a white cop with a shotgun in my head, and I had a fully loaded 9mm Beretta in my hand. After they seen us coming out with more hardware than they had, and that cop did not shoot me.
Yeah.
But that charge was sitting on me. And when I went to Wyoming, I had to come back for court. So when I came back, her mom died.
Oh.
So she's up there. Now, Wyoming's, I think, 5,000 miles away. In Montana, Wyoming.
Yeah, no, it's up there. It's
way up there.
It's a good trip.
All right, now I'm a broke St. Louis boy. You know what I'm saying? And so I came back here, and I'm like, oh, man, I got to get back to my woman. She up there, she's like, I need you here now. So
yeah.
I took a little bit of money I had, and I wouldn't sell my guns. I never would do that because I didn't want to put it on the streets. I knew what the guns could do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at all these guns on the bus, got them in there. We get back up there. Well, we get up there, and I had a job while I was there in Wyoming. I worked at the Holiday Inn. I had a good job doing setup, and I was learning to be a chef.
Uh-huh.
But when I came back, the job was gone. There was no work because it was like the spring. All the kids got out of school. Small town, Sheridan, Wyoming, little bitty town. So they all started taking all the jobs.
Yeah, there's only so many jobs.
Yeah, so unless you're a cowboy, and I wasn't a cowboy yet, so I didn't know how to ranch or do none of that.
Oh, so if you could work on a ranch or something.
If you could work on a ranch, you good. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know how to do any of that. So we're about to be homeless. Our car broke down. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there saying, man, it's my job as a man to take care of my woman.
Okay.
What are you supposed to do? So I had some boys up there, some cowboys. That was little knuckleheads. And so one of them said, well, man, my brother used to work at this 7-Eleven, and they always keep the safe open. And it's right off the highway in the next town. All you got to do, you got all these guns, Jermaine, because he tried to get me to sell my guns. I said, no, I don't sell guns. I don't do that. He said, man, all you got to do, you got all these guns. Make money, point that gun at them. I know they keep about $5,000 in the safe. I said, man, I ain't doing nothing like that. You out of your mind, because I was not a criminal. You know what I'm saying? Everything I was doing was in self-defense. And I would die and I would kill to protect myself, protect my family because of what happened to me when I was about 10 years old.
Yeah.
So I was always ready to die. Every single day I was ready to die. I don't care. I'll die and I'll take you with me. Even police, I say, if you coming to kill me, you're a soldier. I don't hate you. I love you. But I'll blow you away just like you'll blow me away. And that was my mentality.
Yeah.
So we're up there, and I said, no way. He kept coming at me. I'm telling you, man. And so I went to my woman. Now, my woman was honor roll, straight A student. I said, well, baby, such and such, and I ain't going to say his name, He asked me to do this arm right. She's, are you stupid? And she slapped me, not bitch slap, but like, come on.
Get
You're a
some
man.
sense in your head.
Yeah, and I was like, man, I was just telling you. So I went on. I said, man, get out of here. My girl ain't even down for that. So this is what they did. So we sitting at the crib, me and her. We probably a few days away from eviction. We had a knock on the door. So we lock and load. Who the hell knocking on the door at 12 at night?
Yeah.
Open the door. They got ski masks in, come busting in. Him and this other cat who about 15. Throw the money on the floor, laughing. They went and robbed the place.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, so we like, now if these two little redneck cowboys, I'm supposed to be the big city St. Louis gangster, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm thinking in my head. So I feel like crap.
Yeah, so your ego, feel.
It's getting killed now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These two little white cats, they ain't no tough cats. Just some cowboys. A cowboy has on chewing their mouth, spitting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they went and did this, and they had sitting the money. So I'm like, man. And so they left out, they still got, I told you, Jermaine, I told you. I'm like, yeah, you did. So y'all gone. I said, you shouldn't have came here, though.
Yeah.
Because now you just made us an accessory.
Yeah.
And so me and my lady started talking. We lay down. And I'm hipping her to the law. I said, yeah, with them coming here, that makes us an accessory. Right now, we're supposed to call the police on them. If we don't, we're committing a crime with them. She's like, are you serious? I said, yeah. And she, of course, well, you can't rat. I said, no, we don't rat. That ain't happening. You know, they need to do their job and investigate. That's how that goes. So we land there, and I said to myself, I said, man, if she says I should have let you do this with him, I got to stand up, be a man, and go do it on my own. So she said, laying there, she said, Jermaine? I said, yeah. She said, I should have let you do that with Steve. You know, she's like, did you see all that money? I said, yeah. She said, I should let you do that with Steve. Our rent would be paid, our car would be fixed, everything. So I said, don't worry, baby, I got it. So that was my sign, my permission from God. You know, 'cause it's my job to take care of her. Just like if I had a kid. That's how I'm 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? Family ain't got no money to send to me. I asked them for it. They broke. They had nothing for me. So
you get to a point, you just do what you got to do.
What can you do? You know, that's what it says. What can you? When you have no options, you got an option. I say this. I had an option to either be the bad guy or lay down and die.
So you're 17. What year was this?
19. I graduated in 90, so 91.
Okay.
So I might have been about to turn 18.
Okay, so like early 90s.
Yep. So it was right after I graduated. It was like that spring or something.
Okay.
And I might have been 18.
Okay.
You know, 1 or 2. But so I planned a good robbery. Now this is clean. I planned a robbery is to rob. We're gonna rob a restaurant where one of the guys who did that robbery worked at.
Oh, okay.
So I pulled him in. I said, look, because you can help us keep people from getting hurt.
Yeah.
I said, look, we coming in with guns, we coming in masks, all this stuff. And so we set it up, and this is what we did. You know, we were real athletic. We drove our car a mile away, parked a mile away. We had on sweatsuits, looked like we were jogging, you know, and had our gear tucked under our clothes.
Okay.
Got there, got behind the dumpster, changed to our bad guy gear, put on our ski mask. I painted my girl face up so she looked like she was black. Yeah, we was all black cars. Yeah, what other color you gonna throw on? You know?
I don't know, maybe orange.
So I took makeup, put it on my eyes so I look light skinned, and I even used a fake accent. And I told her to talk, and we put some like cotton in our mouth so to mess up, so they couldn't get the idea on our accent. Taped our guns up so they couldn't idea. I mean, I was always a smart dude. Mm-hmm. Waited for them, so my boy was supposed to come and bring out the garbage. That's where they opened up the back door. And I ain't gonna tell too much about how we did it. I know somebody probably sitting writing this down.
Taking notes right now.
Yeah, Jermaine. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we pulled the robbery and then left. Of course, nobody got hurt. I had a perfect plan where nobody even got hurt. And just to let you know how smooth the robbery went, you know, one of the guys, he ended up asking for my autograph. You know, I mean, this is Jesse Jamestown. This is Wyoming.
Yeah.
So they looking up to it. They like, oh, it's Billy the Kid. It's just, you know, that's how they look. Because I didn't come in, all that crap.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, look, man, I don't want to put no bullets in you, but I will. All we need is the loot. You know what I'm saying? He's like, the loot's yours. I said, I know, because it's insured, right? He said, yes, sir. I said, I need you to move this way for me so nobody get hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we moved everybody, put them where we wanted, and then we went about our business.
Just stayed real calm.
And right when we left, I even called the police because we stuck them in a cooler. Now, when we stuck them in this cooler, I gave them all their coats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One of the guys, he's lighting up, get ready to smoke a cigarette. And they're like, oh, don't smoke that. He's all like, man, how long we going to be in here? I said, I'm sending the police as soon as we leave. You know, and I said, don't light that, though. He's like, oh, man. I said, give me the cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, don't shoot. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of.
That's funny.
You know, because we didn't go there to kill nobody or hurt nobody. Now, would I have if I felt my woman's life was in danger? Of course, who wouldn't? You know, no matter whether you right or wrong, you're going to protect what you think is your family. That's the reason we were there in the first place.
Sure.
So we left out. As soon as I leave, I went to the manager's phone, called the cops, you know, and I told him, I said, you got an officer down at this address. That right there, that puts every cop on alert to get there immediately.
Yeah.
So when we were walking out, we jogged back to our car. We seen the whole town lit up. And she's like, is that for us? I said, yeah, it is. Jumped in our car. You know, cops drove right past us, got away with it clean. Well, it ended up, what happened, the one little guy who worked there got busted on something else, and he ratted us out.
Oh, man.
So that's how it ended up coming through.
That's how it always happens.
Which leads to another longer story down the line. But that's how I ended up in prison. And they sentenced me to 5 to 7 years. Oh, and like I said, I don't want to make the story too long. But after we committed that one, we got us a nice little car, paid our bills, you know, bought some little food and stuff, because we were actually stealing food. You know, that's the point that's how poor we were. We would go in the store and we were stealing turkeys and stealing bread and everything. That's where we at, because we had no help, you know. And so once we got the money, and I think it's $3,000 or something like that, you know, to us, that's $30,000.
Yeah.
So we think we can do it. We bought a car for $2,500. We got $500, paid our rent. What?
It's all gone.
So, of course, it's career time, right? What I'm going to do, go back and be a chef? Well, no, nothing happened. So I called the boys up and said, man, look, we need to start working towards bank robbery, but we need more practice. You know, so I'm trying to mastermind all this stuff. I'm thinking I got it. Well, me and one of the boys, we ended up going to rob that same 7-Eleven. Now I told him, I said, you can hit the same spot again. The police ain't gonna watch it. No, they gonna say, man, I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. And so my woman,
why would they not watch it?
Because they think it ain't gonna happen there again because it already got hit. So they looking at where they think you're going next, and they always think you're moving state to state, or you're traveling, or town to town, or something like that, or you're gonna hit the next spot. They think you think that's dirty, so a criminal gonna stay away from it. So that's what I'm figuring, which I was correct. But my woman, I always teach my woman. I said women have intuition, and we teach y'all not to ignore it. So don't ever ignore your intuition. If you feel something, it's true. That's a spirit talking to you.
Yeah.
And with the first robbery, when we set up, we were ready. We were sitting there. And it was like, we had our stuff, it had our gear on, and we backed up behind the dumpster. I looked at her. I said, how you feel about this? And she looked off. She said, good. Let's go.
Yeah.
The second one, she said, Jermaine, don't do this. I got bad intuition on it. I said, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. We need some money. So, and then that one went bad. Nobody got hurt, but it just went stupid bad. It was supposed to go bad because that's not who I was. So whatever's protects me, the spirit that wanted me to go in the right direction, he said, you already effed up enough. I got what I need to put you in prison so you can become who I need you to become. So he made that go bad so I didn't start getting greedy. But that's one of the reasons I'm a person like today. I hate money because I've never been a person with money, and I've never been greedy. I've never been greedy. But once I got it in my hand, I realized how fast I spent it and what it started turning me into.
You feel like it was changing you?
No, I was changing for it.
You were changing for it.
I was changing for it. Because I was realizing, but then I said to myself, when does the whole stop? When you get $1 million, you want 10. You get $10 million, you want 20. When you got your condo and a pool in the backyard that you own, you go to your boy house who got an island. Now you want an island. When you got an island, now you want two, like your boy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When does it end?
It can certainly be a black hole.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
for some people, man, they get going down that path, and it's a slippery slope. It's like, when is enough enough?
That's all they're chasing is money. You don't even see your kids.
If you don't have any
work
other
15
priorities,
hours a day. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, but
I'm a fan of money. I feel like you can do a lot of good. I feel like seeing where you are kind of in life today, and what I've gathered, kind of what you try to do and help others, I think you would probably do a lot of good with money.
And I finally realized that.
Yeah.
So this is what it is. Now remember, I was never. Let me rephrase that. I was never against money. I was against me with money.
Yeah.
But
you can do a lot of good with it.
Because I'm samurai. You know what I'm saying? And samurai can be dangerous. Because samurai, and I'm gonna say this because you tough. So you can handle it, so your listeners going to have to handle it too.
Oh, yeah.
A samurai, you can spit in his face and he can walk away and never even think about it again.
Yeah.
But your samurai, you can have a newborn baby and he can chop that baby's head off and walk away and never think about it again. That's the discipline that they were on for their emperor. The emperor could call him at any time. The emperor's sitting there and they say, hey, the king of England's coming. He said, yeah, that chump, man, I tell you, last time he didn't work that deal. You know what? Call 300 of my samurais and have them commit seppuku in front of him so that chump know we ain't playing. So the king of England show up. He said, hey, what's up? How you doing? It's good to see you. Hey, I got this just for you. Hey! And they all cut their guts out, kill themselves for him. They say, yeah, how you like that? Yeah, that's what my boy, that's what they do to themselves for me if I tell them to. You get the idea. You know what I'm saying? So a samurai mind, I was a servant to my family, my people. I never wanted things for myself.
Yeah.
But how much do they need? And that's what it was getting to was, okay, if I start chasing money, it ain't going to never be enough. And I remember there was one movie that got made where I could relate totally to the guy. You ever see that movie, Brother?
I feel like I have.
It's I can't remember his name, but the Japanese guy, he was Yakuza, and he comes to America, and he hooks up with a black gang, and they take over.
Okay.
And one real cool part, he sends in his number one guy, to team up with the Japanese that are in America. And the head of the Japanese in America, the Japanese say, I want you to join up with my brother, Anarchy. And the Japanese that's in America, he's like, what do we need you for? We got everything. And he says, I hope you reconsider my brother. He said, I put my life on you joining up with my brother, Anarchy. He's a Yakuza. He's honorable. And he said, so the main guy, he said, you put your life on. Put your life on. The guy says, I look forward to it, brother. Boom, and blew his head off. And that guy's like, so of course he killed himself to prove the honor for him. So I'm like, that was gangster. So, but it gets better. And this is what I was worried about with me, who I am. Well, because that dude was so honorable and did that set him off. He said, so he started going crazy with everything. They started attacking the Italian mafia. They started attacking, because he's saying, if he died for us to come together and take over, we can't have done what we're supposed to do until we're dead too.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So the money had no value to it. But he's taking it all, giving it to his people, everybody. We cannot be afraid. This man killed himself to bring us together. How can we be afraid to stop? So that's where my brain could go. You know, I'm the Joker who get everybody money together and burn it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I said, I need to sit back, you know, and meet different people, bring different people in my crew, some that can calm me down, some that can guide me in a different direction before I just keep leading my own path. Because a samurai on his own, you know, without that leader, Ronin, man, and he can go either way. He can go super bad or go become a monk. You know, so I'm always watching myself, kind of.
Holy shit, man! I gotta check that movie out. I haven't seen it.
Man, brother, I'm telling you, you're gonna like it.
Yeah,
you'll feel it.
Yeah, man, that sounds like an amazing story. You know, foreign like those like martial art films, like they have some of the best stories, like the foreign films do. It's amazing. Now, what happened to you when you were younger? Because I don't know if it's the same instance, but you mentioned two separate. I don't know if it was two separate instances or one instance.
The one that set me off, that grew me up. Okay, I was living in North County, Hobbits Glen. I don't know if they're still there now, but that's when I think I might have been 10 or 11.
North County, St. Louis.
Yep, North County, St. Louis, and it was my mom. My mom was single. She had just broke up with my stepdad, so we were living in an apartment. And this is when what St. Louis, a lot of St. Louis people know the name called white flight, is when blacks started migrating from North City to the county, and the whites started moving away from them.
Going further west.
Some of the whites, you know what I'm saying, you're going further west. We call it white flight. So we were a part of white flights that we were black. You know what I'm saying? My family's from North City, St. Louis.
Okay.
But we were starting, my mom didn't want us in the city, you know, because she had some bad things happen to her. You know, as far her brother got killed and things like that, and her dad. So she was from trauma. So she always tried to keep us in decent area, which was North County was the most we could afford at that time, which worked. It helped. You know, it got me used to dealing with people. You see, I could talk pretty decent, but I can go ghetto or hood if I need to. You know what I'm saying? I can do whatever I want. So we were there, and that's like I said. I started martial arts when I was about 5 or 6. I had some uncles who were showing me boxing. You know, some of my friends' fathers who were in Vietnam that would teach me martial arts. You know, it wasn't nothing official. I went to the Y and started Weichi-Ryu Karate Do, you know, and I was like, this dance is weird. I don't feel right. Because I was a Bruce Lee fan.
Yeah.
So I was, you know, and I was picking up on Bruce. I was very talented.
Yeah, man.
So I was picking up on all this stuff where I always carried nunchucks. And, you know, when we were kids, you know what you do? You take, remember those coat hangers with the cardboard rod?
Yeah.
Take that rod off, break it in half, take a shoestring, tie it through it. And so one of my friends' dad saw me with them, and I was good. And we have welts all over us.
Yeah.
He said, you need some real nunchucks. So he gave me some real ones. They were black, and he drilled out the bottom and put lead in them.
Oh.
Which I actually accredit my arm size to today. People say that, and I'd hit myself in the head, almost knock myself out.
Yeah,
he said,
dude.
You learn how to lose those, you'll be good. So I practiced with them, and I got decent with them.
Were they like wooden on the outside?
Yeah, they were wood, like real hard wood. And he just drilled like a pencil-sized hole and filled them with lead, so they were a little heavy.
Yeah.
He's like, that's real nunchucks, boy, because he was a Vietnam vet and stuff, so he wasn't playing.
Yeah,
you know?
probably a little crazy.
Yeah, he was loony too. So, but luckily he was. But we would meet my brother. He was probably about 12. And I could be a little off on the age. And I think I'm more, in my book, I'm more direct on the age. My book, Muay Tiger, because I was trying to ask my mom and stuff. But we were at a park that we always played in. It was right next to this house where I don't like using the term white people because I don't like to enforce racism.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this group of these racist clowns live, you know, and they were some of the ones who couldn't afford the white flight with the rest of them. So they was the ones who would stand in the ground. We're not going to let these. Well, they'd always walk out and look at us. You know, we was at this park, public park, and we were playing, and one of them just came over. You enters, get out of here. I'm sick of you. We just kind of looked. We didn't even know what he was saying, you know, and he jumped over the fence. This is a grown man, you know, and he came running.
You guys were kids.
We were little kids. I was about 10 years old. My
He's
brother
just
was
yelling
about
at you
12.
because you're playing?
Yeah, we just sitting there playing there.
Yeah.
And then he came out, and then another older white man jumped the fence. And I'm thinking, you know, because he ran up to my older brother, got in his face. You enters need to get the out of here. You blah, blah, and he pushed him. You know, I was kind of like, and I wasn't getting what was happening. And so this older white man came out, jumped. And I'm like, okay, well, he going to get the younger one. You know, we grew up to respect elders. I said, at least that's going to happen. And he started, you enter there. I started yelling at me and yelling at our friends and stuff. And then while he was yelling, he escalated it worse. And he was yelling. This dude started sneaking up. It was you know, old kind of torn down neighborhood. And there was a fence post with like concrete on the end that had broken down.
Uh-huh.
And he picked it up and was trying to sneak up behind my brother. with that. He was gonna kill my brother.
Which one was another?
The younger one.
The younger
the first
one was. While the
first
older one was yelling. Okay.
Yeah, but the older one's yellow. Well, and I don't remember my exact positions, but I was in position where he couldn't see me, and I pulled them nunchucks out, and I just, as hard as I could, bow, I cracked him in his head. Bow, I cracked him. He fell to the ground, was bleeding, and laying there. We just looked, and he was screaming on the ground. And I was like, damn, it worked. I didn't think it was gonna work, but I had to do something. Yeah, and so we ran off, got home. Of course, police came. We told them, had police like, y'all good to go. And they got jumped on them, whatever they did. We never had to deal with them again like that. But that was nightmares for me for the rest of my life, because I thought my brother was gonna get killed. All I saw was them getting hit. So right then and there, I woke up the next morning, and I remember, man, I was just sitting there, and I said, my brother could have been dead. And I was looking at him in his bed. He was sleeping, and I said, I ain't gonna ever let somebody kill him like that. And I had 2 baby sisters, And I said, man, these cats, they'll do my sisters worse. And then and so I said, man. So I started training for real then. I started training by myself. I started working on that side kick, Bruce Lee side kick, boy, working on my, my jabs and my cross, my body. And I would think every time I hit, I got to kill somebody before they kill my people. I got to kill somebody before they kill my family. I got to kill somebody before they rape my little sister.
Yeah.
And that's where my mentality got set. So that realness always stuck with me.
It was like a real, actual life or death situation in that moment. So because you were so young. So do you think that kind of from there on, you're just always in like fight or flight,
always,
just always ready.
Survival
to go.
mode.
Yeah, constantly.
Survive, which is one of my business and financial weaknesses. I've had large schools, and I've always dwindled down to a smaller, which you're gonna get to see today, the little dojo in the back, which is perfect for me now, because somebody like me don't deserve because I'm not a businessman. You know what I'm saying? And so when this mom comes in, she can't make her payments, I don't kick her out. The way I did it, you paid monthly. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you here if you don't want to be here. I didn't have people on ABC. I know what ABC was. Mm-hmm. ABC going to pay me for a year, give me my money, and then they're going to put you your credit on, and if you don't pay them, they're going to sue you and ruin your life. So I said, wait a minute. If this mom just broke up with her husband and they going through a hard time, this man just lost his job, because I've had that, and he comes in here and he said, man, I can't afford to pay. I'm going to just give him the finger and let these people attack you and ruin your credit too. I said, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So I just said, man, and with kids, I say, just keep coming. And when you can start paying again, start paying again. And of course, I ended up eating it in the end. I did that for 15 years. And finally, the weight just collapsed on me and smashed me. So that was my weakness financially, you know what I'm saying? But not spiritually and not with who I am.
Yeah.
But that's why I said, but I got people who are loyal to me that roll with me, and they got nothing out of it too. Except, but they got good training, they got good mental stuff, but you can't pay rent with that. You know what I'm saying? You can't pay rent with that.
It's true.
So, and that's the reality. If I'm going to be a martial artist, I got to be real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I said, okay, guys, I got to step back a little bit, because business and financial wise, y'all need to start talking. And they, okay, sir. And they lit it up. So now I'm letting them come in, and we're going to do the money thing, because now I think I know myself enough. Because I had money when I was fighting. I didn't have O'Connor money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
McGregor. We never had that.
Only
but it was
McGregor has McGregor money.
$1,000 to us was money.
Yeah.
But I bought a cool car. I put tell them to make my car faster and things like that. It got blown fast. It wasn't enough for somebody to say Jermaine was a millionaire and he blew all his money. It wasn't nothing like that. I had poor family. That I was shelling out to all the time. Friends. Man, hey, if I got it, you got it. And I didn't do loans. I give it to you. If you get it back, give it back.
That's so common, right? I mean, when you kind of grow up in an environment where it's always about just living for today, you know what I mean? You don't really get taught those money things of maybe you should, put some, save 10% or invest here, or, instead of going and buying something that doesn't have, it's going to depreciate in value, buy something that could maybe help you earn money,
right.
Invest in yourself in some way. You know what I mean? And it's just a shame. So many kids don't have those lessons. So,
well, the top what you just said is because they don't believe they don't believe they have a chance, and that's kind of how I was. I was from a poor family. I watched my family lose everything, get something. We had a time where we had a house in because I graduated from Pattonville in Maryland Heights. We had the only pool in the neighborhood, but we didn't have no furniture in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We had the new Trans Am GTA, the new Ford Escort, the new BMW. They repossessed it in 3 months. You know what I'm saying? So my life was seeing it's bullshit. There's nothing solid. Yeah, keep it exactly. There's nothing solid. So that gets embedded into you, and then you start just living for today. You don't believe, because I get asked it all the time. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And people ask me, what do you want? I've never thought about what I want. It's always been what's in front of me, and I adapt.
Yeah.
I adapt my whole life, and that's my expertise, and I'm great at it.
Yeah.
But I don't have a 5-year plan. I don't. What does that even mean? You know what I'm saying? That's how I watched my mom's 5-year plan and my dad's 5-year plan all the way to the day she died.
Yeah.
And none of that worked. And
Yeah.
she was a hustler. She was out there with Morris Day, and and I'm not talking about. And she wasn't a skank hustler. She was a worker. You know what I'm saying? She was smart and everything. But I'm watching how that happens. So that still gets in your DNA.
Mm-hmm.
It comes down with you. You know what I'm saying? And then you're sitting there saying to yourself, man, I just got to make this sure things are right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if everything that you see just kind of is kind of counter to what is being said, right? You know what I mean?
Here's the reality. Here's what they're saying.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like you're living in theory, but I'm living in reality, and they don't match up.
And they don't want to hear it. They can't discuss it because it's not reality to them. Because a lot of people who talk like that, they have support and they got background. They got something they can go to. When things are really bad, they can call a parent, get $5 grand, 10 grand. You know what I'm saying? They got something. And that's not saying there ain't people who came from nothing that made it.
Oh, yeah, there certainly are, for sure.
I know it can be done. I did it. I still became world champion. I still put dollars in my pocket. But I took that money and I said, well, man, my friends ain't had a good time. Oh, man, my boy, his engine just blew up. Oh, man, my girl over there that I know, she ain't doing good. And I even call ex-girlfriend. You doing okay?
Yeah.
No, well, man, you helped me out. I wouldn't even been able to fight if you had to pay my rent that one time. Here's some money back.
Oh, dude, I mean, that happens today, every day. I mean, you pick an industry. It can be music. It can be sports. I mean, where there's young people making a lot of money, there's always just the people around them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
that's needing and wanting.
Yeah, there's no short of people looking for a handout. You know what I mean? And if you're the type of person who feels obligated to help everybody, yeah, it's like a blessing.
You can never have
and a
enough.
curse. Yeah.
And that's why I can never let myself love money. Because I've been like, okay, I'm not making enough for everybody. We're going to fix this. I remember how to do this and get money fast. You know what I'm saying? Except now I got a real team, some fighters.
Yeah.
Look, guys, we're going samurai. You know what I'm saying? Brainwash them. They'll do anything for you.
Yeah.
So I had to make sure I stayed away from that. And that's why I'm really focused on my thing with kids now.
Yeah.
I've always trained them, and I like to grab the kids, just everyday kids, not kids who want to beat up people, even though I deal with them. Like a bully incident happened, and people call me, oh, my kid's getting bullied by these kids, this and that, da, da. Will you help? Yes, I will. First of all, bring your kid up. I want to talk to him. Boost his confidence, give him a hug, take some pictures, let him hold my belt. I got the world title belt. It's under the bed, but I pull it out in front of the bed, so take a picture with it. They go, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Boost their confidence. Here's my phone number. He can call me anytime. I'll come over for dinner, whatever. Well, what about those boys? We're going to take care of them. I'm going to go meet their family. Well, what do you want to meet them for? To talk to them, all right? Well, I say, I'm here to solve the problem, not to attack who you're pointing the finger at. Because for real, your kid might be the bully. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, for real. And I'm not going to attack him either. But I'm going to come together and I'm going to talk to them and we're going to stop this crap.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I feel I'm more valuable to the world than just beating people up.
100%. Yeah. I mean, it's in that kind of scenario, I mean, a kid would need to take ownership of the situation. Whether you're the bully or the bullied, like there's some sort of ownership that you can take in it. If you're getting bullied, I mean, learn to defend yourself.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because life is hard and it's not fair.
And that's the first one you're going to meet. You know what I'm saying? Especially as an adult. You're always going to meet it. You got to know how to handle them and not let them tear your confidence down.
Absolutely.
And not let them destroy your home through what they doing to you. And that's what I focus on more.
Yeah.
I say, I need your kid. Okay, the bullies, I'll stop to make sure nobody gets hurt. But as far as them picking on them, a lot of times they picking on you because they like you. A lot of times they just think it's funny. A lot of times your kid was messing with them and started a game. A lot of times it's horseplay.
A lot of kids are sensitive these days.
Well, that's what happened. And that's what you get a lot. Everybody screaming, I'm getting bullied. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that. And that's why I try and teach them. Dude, look at this girl. I said, I'm looking at her. You know why she picking on you like that? She likes you. You ever think of that? And they're like, well, she did tell me before. I said, okay, well, that's what she's trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
Oh, bully problem solved.
Yeah.
There was never even bully happening there.
Man, words are powerful, and if you don't use the right words, you can
bullets.
Yeah, my kids have before, like, they've said something or, like, maybe they heard a word, but they almost use it in the right context, but they needed to use a word that was just a little less, like, it just wasn't as intense of a word. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, same situation. I can remember maybe 2 or 3 years ago, maybe at a summer camp, just kids being kids, you know what I mean, just joking and teasing and stuff. But my daughter was saying that somebody was bullying somebody. I'm like, no, that's
Yeah.
not like that's not bullying. Like I had to like really explain that because the words you use do matter and like they really mean something. And intent really does matter as well.
Big man, that's it right there.
Yeah.
What's the intent? And
The
the only way
intent
you're gonna find the
matters.
intent, you got to sit that person down, and you can't make them feel afraid, nervous, confused, like you're attacking them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when I intervene, my job is to go friend that family and friend that little kid and get that little kid where he's comfortable with me. And then talk about the incident and find out, okay, he was bullying. Say, man, look, come on. What if I jumped up and just started doing something you didn't like? Would that be okay, right?
Yeah.
You like being my friend. Okay, that's kind of what he felt like. Oh, I didn't know he felt like that. I thought he laughs every time we do it. Well, some people laugh because they're nervous, afraid.
Yeah.
And they're trying to stop it. So you can't count. I didn't know this of the education. Even saying that, oh, man, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were now they best friends.
Yeah.
But if
kids
I'd
are
have followed that.
narcissists.
Oh, yeah.
I say it all the time. Well, because
That's hilarious you say that because Rebecca started studying that and she started saying, everybody think narcissism is bad. It's a horrible thing.
yeah.
But a lot of people are that. And most of TV stars, movie stars, and people like that, it can turn into something good if you feed it correctly.
Right. Yeah. It's like
So-
what degree? You know what I mean? Like it can definitely become a bad thing. But when you're that young, your perspective is just
Craving
it's
attention.
so limited, right? And the whole world is just about you, right? Because from the moment you're a child, you're being raised, right? Like you can't do too much for yourself.
Right.
So it's all about you. And then it's not until I feel like we get older and we start getting some different perspectives and,
Yep.
and you're being taught hopefully by family members and different things that it's not about you. It's about everybody else.
Everybody.
Yeah, it's about
Right.
everybody else around you and like the relationships that we have in the community, right? Like that's what it's really about. But when you're a kid, you don't see that.
No.
Like you're just all you do is think about you. So they're little assholes.
Yeah.
they just think about this. I think about that all the time. I was a little asshole as a kid. I mean, there's some sweet kids for sure, right?
Of course.
But they can all be little shitheads when,
kid,
when no adults around.
You tell the truth. 'Cause I tell parents that all the time. I'm trying to think what I say. I say they're grub worms.
Yeah.
All right, they're there it starts off as a child, as a baby. You're gonna feed it and take care of it, and they're gonna crap all over the place and scream. If
Yeah.
you don't, you know what I'm saying? That's
For
it. And they will stay at that mentality if you don't teach them that it's not about you getting your bottle when you want it.
Right.
And I have to do that a lot. Even in the school, I have parents that have problems with these kids, and they'll bring the kid up, and the kid will be acting a fool, and they'll say, "Go ahead and learn martial arts." And they'll come in. I say, "Get off my floor." And they'll look at me, "Mom, I want to go." Well, he wants to. I don't care. He ain't gonna
Standards.
treat you like that and come in here and say, "Come here. You want to learn martial arts? I need reports from your mom that you're doing what she tells you to do." And the kid, okay. And then he straightened up. I said, yeah, because nobody ever said it to him. You guys just let him do what he wants to do.
Yeah.
And when he kick and scream, you give him what he wants. That's that bottle theory. He's too old for that.
Yeah.
So
It's
a lot
amazing
of
to
that doesn't
see
get
the
taught.
change in those kids. In
Yep,
those
it can happen
programs.
like that, man.
You can see
Martial arts will change a kid, boom, with the right instructor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. 100. Now, have you ran across this issue of, you're working with kids, but, if the parents don't reinforce at home, I mean, the kids are only with you, maybe let's say 3 hours a week. But there's a
Yeah.
whole lot of other hours in the week, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? So it's like, if it's not being reinforced at home, do you run into that issue as well? Or how do you deal with that issue?
Okay, I'll
is
tell
my
you.
better
What I
question.
did, we have a pink slip system,
Okay.
and I would have it where that's when you're in trouble. All right, and the parents all get them. Here's a stack of them. Here's a stack for you. A stack for you. I say, take it home, put one on the refrigerator, leave it there. Then I tell the kids, if I see you get one of these from your parents, you understand, right? Yes, sir. So they use that as a disciplinary act, and that puts me in their home.
Oh.
Because that's why they forget about you. They go, they come
Kinda
here.
give 'em a
and it's,
tool.
yes, sir. This is sir. They bow and all that stuff, and they walk off. It's rap music in the backseat. Oh, yeah, F a nigga. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then they get home, they with their friends. It's worse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the influence they get. And then you got TV. Because now the way our society's made up, parents got to work. What? If you don't work overtime, you a jerk. You going to do overtime today? No. All right, get out. We'll
Yeah.
get somebody to replace you. Come on, overtime? You're
Yeah,
not supposed to
man.
have to do that. So it's all for money. Society's getting so greedy that you can't even be at home with your kids. So what's raising your kids? TV, YouTube,
Other
the
people,
internet,
friends.
other people's, their views, the daycare center, that's their views and their values, So that's the first thing we do is put a pink slip at the house. And so those parents, when they having problems with anything, they say, look, I tell them, first of all, don't argue with your kid.
Yeah.
You tell them what you want. They don't do what you want. It's disciplinary action after that, so tell them what you want. They don't do it. Say, give them one more. All right, here's your warning. You're going to do what I ask you to do. I'm going to tell Master Chief, and he can deal with you. And they, oh, no, don't. And I've had parents call me, oh, my God, Jermaine, he is crying, bawling right now. Can you talk to him and tell him, like, you're not going to kill him or anything? Because I don't even tell him what I'm going to do to him.
Yeah.
And I just say, you understand, let their imagination
Just
happen.
the imagination, yeah.
So they thinking the worst thing. They might have watched a karate movie last night and seen the master in there beating him with a stick. So, and then I get him on the phone and say, hey, what are you doing? Well, she's going to. I said, well, wait a minute. She don't control the pink slip. You do. What are you doing to get the pink slip? Well, she told me, okay, well, just do what you're supposed to do. You want to get the pink slip.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes. And then they go do it, and I have to yell at them or threaten them. I'm teaching you common sense.
Yeah. Well, now they have to own their decisions.
Accountability.
Yeah, man.
And
consequences
I
are
can
real.
control this?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Do what your parents say, and that pink slip means nothing hanging on your refrigerator.
Yeah.
So that's the way, but you got to put yourself at home. If you're going to be any kind of mentor towards kids, you got to put yourself at home. Sometimes I pop in at their schools, where they just see me. I might just walk through the hall, and that's it. They good for the rest of the year because they don't know if I'm going to be up there or if I was there talking to their teacher. Yeah, they don't know when I'm going to pop in.
Yeah.
Let their imagination take it,
Yeah. Man, yeah, you've really definitely really like dove into like just the real like youth mentorship. Have you thought about maybe like starting some sort of like non-for-profit organization with that? Or
we're working on it. I've had non-for-profits, and I'm gonna tell you, and this is why I always say this: the most important thing, you have to be true to yourself.
Yeah.
My adaptability is my strength, and it's my weakness. And all our strengths, you know how that go. That from fighting.
Oh yeah, it's
everything can be a
sword.
strength, and then with double-edged sword.
Yeah.
But if you don't realize those strengths and weakness, once you realize the weakness of that strength, then it becomes nothing but strength. But the problem with me, I opened up. I think I've had several, non-for-profits, but I had too many people involved.
Yeah.
Dragging me in their directions.
Yeah.
Doing what they thought I should do, and I finally got to the point. I said, "Boom, this is it." And I said, I'm having Rebecca open it for me.
Uh-huh.
And I said, it's going to be about combat energy. I said, what I know about is combat energy. I said, I was mislabeled, abused as a kid because everybody thought I was this bad kid. But first of all, I was traumatized, man, by what almost happened to my brother. And it got worse after that with fights. That's where the weapons started getting involved because I started looking for it. I knew when this racist dude, and they drive down the street and, you enters, get out of here. I would chase their trucks. Now hop fences to catch them. Catch up to, what you say, mother? And they'd be like, what the? And I just start swinging, drop it. I was going to kill him because I was ready to die that day because you ain't going to catch my brother when I'm not there. You're not going to catch my little sisters when I'm not there because I know you just did that to me. When she walking to school tomorrow morning and I'm going the other way, you're going to do that to her. So you're going to say, oh, that's a little girl. So I said, he got to die today. Or I got to be, so I tried to kill him. You know what I'm saying? So it only got worse. So I was traumatized. But I was respectable. I was nice. I stood up for bullies. But when I stood up for bullies, not for bullies, stood up for kids who were getting bullied, I beat the bully down. You couldn't stop me because I was ready to die at that day because of what I had been through. So all of the parents, the teachers were afraid of me. I'd be the kid. I'd just be in class talking, oh, yeah. And they call my parents, and it's just so it was they mislabeled me as a bad kid. I was in high school, I was a track star. My first year, I taught myself how to run high hurdles. That's how I got high hurdles. They had them set up, and I seen them, and I went and ran them. And the coach said, where'd you learn how to run high hurdles at? I said, those high hurdles? He said, yeah. I said, I just did it myself. I just figured what looked right. I watched it on TV. You're running track. But I didn't have good grades, so I would always get kicked off the team when I was getting ready to be the star, which that's why I'm totally against that. It's like this. If you're not going to kick the computer math wizard out of school or not let him do computer and math stuff because he's bad at sports, then don't kick us off sports team. I could have been a football star and got rich. I'll pay accountant to handle my money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's people who are rich who made it through high school and college who still screw their money up. But don't destroy my talent and pull me away and make me feel like crap because when I ran track, played football, I wasn't on the streets fighting.
Yeah.
When they kicked me off the team, and the coach is looking at me like, I was averaging 7 sacks a game. Because I was quick and small, and I'd get, tearing that quarterback up. I'd have been the Mizzou star. You know what I'm saying? But your grades are too low. You can't play. Okay, well, and that was it. Wasn't no tutors given to me, anything like that. Just your grades too low. Get off. And so how'd that make me feel as a kid? Man. So I'm sitting at the crib like this.
Yeah.
And then here come the boys. What you doing? Nothing, man. What, you ain't playing football? No, man, they kicked me up. Man, F them. They don't like you. Yeah, you're right. So what? I got no choice. I got to go be accepted where I'm accepted.
Yeah, because at that age, we're all looking for acceptance.
Big time.
You know what I mean? And, it's been shown that kids are mostly influenced by their peers, not so much their parents.
Yep.
You know what I mean? As no parent wants to hear that. You know what I mean?
that's the truth.
And we do teach them, and more so by leading. It's all about leading by example, right? You're like, kids watch what you do. You know what I mean? Like, you can say whatever you want to say, but they see what you really
Yep,
do.
they're paying attention.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. But yeah, you know, the system is just set up for, it's to create workers. You know what I mean? And it's like, you kind of see some schools getting away from it. Like my old high school, I think they're kind of going to an academy system maybe to kind of help gear kids more towards their interest. But either way, we're putting kids in a situation like essentially in a fishbowl, and we're telling them to compare themselves to each other. And certain kids that don't learn the way that's being taught in that fishbowl if they don't succeed, they're labeled as losers, and they can't do anything. But it's just like, we need to fix that system, because not all kids learn the same. And at the end of the day, not everybody's going to be like a business professional. Some people are going to be in tech school. Some people
going to be Navy SEALs.
You know what I mean? And some people may just want to do sports right now, and like, just maybe we can teach them some basic life skills, and you know, how to do something like some money management. It probably would have been very beneficial if you learned maybe how to like balance a checkbook. You know what I mean?
Didn't learn nothing about taxes, how to buy a house, none of that through high school.
Just basic stuff, you know what I mean? Like that whole system really does need to be changed.
Big
you know
time.
what I mean? Because we're all different.
Well, and that's why I say if you're going to be a teacher, I say as a martial arts teacher, I would tell I could teach anybody. You know, I have a program where we would train the Shriners kids. I had a girl in a wheelchair. I had a girl who couldn't even move her arms above her waist.
Yeah.
You're taekwondo. You know what I'm saying? I had a kid with one leg. You're boxing. The girl in the wheelchair, your palm strikes a hammer, you know, and they would train. They would tear it up.
Yeah.
You know, but I said this, if I'm a martial art teacher and I can't teach a 90-year-old woman has something to defend herself. You know, can you stand? Yeah, I can stand. Do you use a cane? Yeah, I do. Okay, this is called a sword cane. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is called a pistol cane. Now, you need this much distance, so, you know, make sure you're here. Now we got to teach you footwork. So if that gun goes off, you don't fall around. You know what I'm saying? So as a teacher, you have to find out how to teach that person. And that's what it is. Like you're saying in exact, you put all these kids in this fishbowl, and this teacher gets up there and blah, blah, and just pukes information, which I'm 100% for teachers. But then you got this kid who's a genius that doesn't get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A genius, but they don't get your way. You ain't getting to him. And so they put that kid down. They label him as dumb. They say he's stupid and this and that. And then that kid's confidence is gone. Once his confidence is gone, he's open for who's going to accept him. What's that? The crime world. The crime world accepting everybody. And that's what I said then. But now the crime world got this genius. Like, that's what almost happened to me. I'm here. And when I went to prison, do you think the mafia and everybody didn't come to me? Jermaine, even when I was out, I was standing up at a nightclub working. You know, sitting there dying, breathing cigarette smoke, hating my life, you know, 3 months behind on rent. And some guys that connected to my guys in the joint walked in. Some Italians, oh, my God, it's Jermaine. You know, get out of there. You're killing me. What are you doing up there? Come over here. You know, man, look, we'll offer you this much money a week to be our knockaround guy. I'm the guy that takes care of things. So if I'd went out there and took that route, think of the damage I could have done with what I know and the way I know how to think. You know what I'm saying? But there's some things that happened to me in prison, too, as a warden who was a genius in being a human being. And just his words to me showed me that existed and brought me back to who my true self was. Because what I did, I had to create an alter ego my whole life to defend little Jermaine, you know what I'm saying, who was getting mislabeled and everything else. So I brought up something, all right, y'all want it? I got it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he allowed me, because of the way he treated us all in there, to pull back from that and for the real me to come out and start to nourish. And that side of me to become powerful. But it was because of the way that teacher was. And what he did was, when I first went to prison, I was in there, what you call a fish tank. They shave your head and everything. And I'm sitting in there. I'm like, yeah, who first? Yeah, who first? Somebody dying in this mug in my name. I'm going to wipe their blood all over me. It's over. The Native American style. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get them.
Ready.
Because ain't nobody going to get me. Remember, that's what I learned that at age 10.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm in here. I ain't locked up with y'all. Y'all locked up with me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm ready to go. So I'm sitting there. And they come in to get me. You sit there for 30 days. And they're like, oh, Warden wants to talk to you. I'm like, okay, if he want to be the man, he'll be the man. You know, and I was never a guy who going to hurt somebody unless they try to hurt me. But you come at me, we going to finish the game. You don't get to mess with me and then walk away. And so while they walked me in, took the cuffs off me. I'm like, oh, they set me up. You know what I'm saying? They think they going to come in here and say, oh, he broke out. I said, I got to really be ready to go. So I'm sitting there, you know, ready. And I'm standing there like this. And the warden sits at his desk, little bitty white dude. Oh, man, he's writing stuff. He said, Jermaine? I said, yeah, warden. He said, come on over. He said, have a seat. I'm like, oh, they want to catch me while I'm sitting down. So they grab, you know, I'm thinking all kinds of stuff, you know. And I'm like, yes, sir. You know, we start talking. He said, just call me Dwayne. You know, I'm like, Okay, Dwayne. He said, I just want to get something clear with you. I was like, oh, here it come. You ain't shit. I ain't afraid of you. You're just a piece of crap convict. Da 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 da. And I was like, man, F you, man. You're your mama. I was ready. If we gonna fire it off, I'm gonna be the one who's controlled. I've always controlled my life. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be my fault. You know. And he said, I'm just gonna tell you this. You're no different than I am. You're no better person. You're no lesser person. I've done things that I probably should be in here for, but I had my connections and my people that kept me out where I could become the warden here. I want you to come out here to be a better person for society. I want you to be a better person here. Now, I'm looking at you. You build amazing. How did you stay in shape like that in county jail? So I'm like, oh, well, he just threw me for a loop.
Yes.
Well, I push-ups and sit-ups, and I was locked up with an Army Ranger. He showed me some things. Man, you're amazing. We got to get you out of here. I want you out of here. But before I get you out of here, you're going to come out of here smarter. So here's your options. You can go to solitary confinement, or you can go to work in the kitchen where you can eat what you want, and I'll pay for your college while you're in here. I said, what? College? All they ever told me is, well, you ain't going to make it through college. You ain't going to, and I was one of the smartest people out there, but they didn't know how to teach me.
He treated you as a human.
He treated me as a human being. He said,
potential.
Made me feel like I had value.
Yeah.
When he did that, I went, and I blew up in there, and it's another story in there where I went to solitary confinement for a year.
Yeah.
But it was defending him against the governor.
Oh, yeah.
Because they wanted to come in. This prison was a rehabilitation, and it worked. He had no recidivism rate. People who were murderers would get out in 5 years, come back for bad check writing. People who were in there for murder would become counselors in there. At this place, he would open the gates to this prison. We had boxing smokers, basketball tournaments. We played the town. He'd open the prison gates. Everybody in town come in, sit with us right there in maximum security even. Sit with you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody would do anything wrong. Play games. Nobody would try to escape or anything. He had the idea. He was incredible. This man was he's a genius, a pure genius. And then the governor, his run for office was that he wanted to say, they're getting treated too good. They need to be punished more. So they came in and started messing with us. And they pulled out all the guards who were our friends. Like, we'd be sitting in our cell watching TV. You had TV in there, lazy boy recline. Whatever you want in there, you can fit in there, you could have. And guards sitting right there watching with you. You know what I'm saying? You go to eat. We eating dinner with the warden. Yeah. Oh, Dwayne, what's up, baby? You hug me. Great food. But we were human beings in there. There were no fights. And the most important thing that you got was you got a trailer visit with your woman once a month. Sex, whatever you want. But this is how it worked. You owe me money. Man, come on, man. What that money you owe me? Oh, man, I ain't got it, Jermaine. Man, look, you owe me that. I said, oh, whoa. You guys want to fight? You want to roll around with each other? You want to roll around with your women this weekend? I said, you know what? Give me that money when you can, brother. I'll holler.
Yeah.
But I want to see my woman. And you want to see, so there was no war because you had a woman in there. When they take a woman from men, take a female from a bunch of male animals and put them in a cage together. See what's gonna happen.
Yeah, there was definitely a time where they were cracking down on the entire penal system, right?
Yeah.
Like that was a big thing when they took away conjugal visits.
Yep, took away the conjugal visits, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's making you inhuman.
Yeah.
But they want you to stay there. You know why? Because they can profit off of it now.
Yeah, once you're in that system, man, it's a life sentence for a lot of people. Like whether you're in behind bars or not, the parole system is crazy. I mean, it's
getting hired.
Yeah, getting a job.
But if you admit to the truth, and that's one thing when I came out on parole, and people were acting weird with me.
Yeah,
I always said this: if I was you, I wouldn't hire me either.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I said, 'cause I just came, and so I didn't get mad at people. Then they see that. They called me back. Hey, I really like your attitude. Hey, no sweat, man. I'm just letting you know if anything comes up. Look, something come up, miss. You got every right to search me, pat me down. I understand.
Yeah.
I'm an ex-con. I was an armed robber. You know what I'm saying? I had a gun to you. That's what you thinking. I understand. So until you get to know me, you'll know, oh, this dude just did something stupid when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And that's why I try to teach a lot of convicts when you're coming out. I say, dude, I met a dude, he's coming out. He said, well, yeah, nobody think won't hire me. I said, wait a minute. Look at you. You Mexican mafia. Your face is a tattoo. He had never been told that. And he looked at me. I said, would you hire you? He said, damn, I never thought of that. I said, you got to give people a break, man. You are it. You a badass.
Yeah.
You the toughest. You did it.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted to be. You are it. You can see his chest coming up. I said, but you got to remember that they know that too. So when you approach them, you got to give them a chance, give them time, and know that they're looking at a tattooed face of some Mexican mafia cartel cat.
Yeah, appearances do matter.
Oh, man. He said, yeah, I didn't think about that. I said, but if you know what you are and wear it as a badge instead of shame, when they come at you about that, it won't hurt you. And they're going to see that confidence. They're going to say, well, maybe there is something good about it. You make them curious. Sometimes you just make a human being curious. What does he know that I don't know? You know what I'm saying? If I was like him, I'd have stormed out of here, pissed off and everything. He ain't even mad at me. Hey, come back here. So I want you to work, and they want you to work there just to figure out what inner peace you got that they don't got.
Yeah.
Because he over tripping out, going crazy, yelling at people, kicking, beating his wife, everything else. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
I try to get people to understand that. That's where that accountability comes in. But it goes all the way back to teaching, and that's why as a martial arts instructor, I always tell people this. People ask what you do. I say, what do? I teach people to master themselves. I don't teach people just to beat people up. The whole idea is I want to get you so tough. It's just like you. You walk in here, you know how to fight. You walk in here, you ain't scared of nothing.
Yeah.
You're not afraid of anything. You're not afraid of the dark corner. If somebody jump up, you're going to say, okay, we doing this or not. You know what I'm saying? Ain't going to be no fear there. But because you know you can handle yourself, you're one of the nicest guys in the world. Because you never feel threatened or intimidated by others. What happens now, people can't handle themselves. They create this illusion that they can. I know crazy.
Yeah, peacock.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So when they meet somebody, they automatically feel, is he trying to take me down? Is he trying to beat me? Is he trying to be better than me? So all that garbage is there. You can't even communicate honestly with each other.
Right.
So that's why I say I'm going to teach you how to fight so you'll never really have to. Even if somebody pull a gun on you, you're like, hey, it's money. I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, you give me your address, I send you a check. You must really need it, brother. And but he ain't going to want to shoot somebody talking to him like that. So now you done lower that threat.
Yeah.
And then he may be somebody like I was.
Energy is important. If you're able to control your energy and stay calm, especially in a chaotic situation. And the way to do that is to expose yourself to chaos.
Yep. That's what we do in the fight game.
Yeah.
That's why I say it's practice.
It's like
a little
controlled
life.
chaos.
Yep, control chaos. It's a little life inside there. Because you go through every emotion you're going to experience in life that might take years, you're going to experience it in one round, when you meet your match.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Man, well, Jermaine, I'd love to keep talking to you. I
told you.
No, dude. It's a great conversation. I think we're running out of time on this room, and I guess we're right over an hour here. So
okay, well, I think we're good on the room.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we have.
If anybody got it, they'll come up and they'll just this place, Medici, where we at, is a good place. Everybody get along. If somebody got it, because Rebecca would have seen it, she would let me know and say, hey, you got till this time.
Yeah.
But if somebody in here, they'll walk up and they'll look in. I'll do that, and they'll say, then we'll just close.
All right, cool. Well, I have another question then.
Okay.
So that was, that interaction with that warden was kind of like the start, that sparked kind of this new beginning for you, right? Where you saw potential in yourself and you realized there's a different way from the sounds of it. Like over the years, what have been some of the resources that you've turned to, like books that you've read, like some of the favorite books that you've read, or movies or videos, or just some of the things that have influenced you, or you've learned from, that you'd recommend for others to check out?
Definitely the book Kodo.
Okay, what's that?
By, I think it's Kenshu Furuya. I can't, the name Kenshu Furuya, but it's called Kodo.
Kodo?
It means ancient ways.
Is that Kodo?
Kodo.
Okay.
That teaches people how to treat their instructor, their trainer. Because now that's why I don't really like the name coach. There's a difference between a coach and a sensei or a crew or a sifu. We're going to torture you way worse, but that's because it's our job. I always tell everybody, it's my job to stress you in a controlled environment where you don't know what to do, and I teach you what to do when you feel like that. So that when this dude in the dark alley jump out and it's real, you can go right back to that mindset and do the right thing.
Yeah.
Now, we got to do that 1,000 times in here so you can do it right that once.
Right.
Your life depends on it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that book teaches you how to look at a sensei because, a sensei and instructor is different. We're not the same as everybody else out there because a lot of us, it's different. Okay, if I'm a coach of a football team, basketball team, I'm your coach, one, while you're at that grade, because I'm the freshman school coach. So I'm going to go see you for a year. Or, while you're in college, because, until you get out of college, or until you get traded on a pro team. So we ain't family. Now, as a martial arts instructor, I'm a part of that person's life, I think, forever. And I got a girl who started me when she's 5. She's 14 now. She can call me anytime. She don't even train as of now. She stopped training 2 years ago. I'm still a part of her life. She still calls me for advice. I got a girl who was with me when she was 14. She's going to the Secret Service now. She calls me about things she's dealing with that kind of stuff. I'm still there for her. So I think it's more of a mentorship position, but we're assholes. You know what I'm saying? Huge, but we have to be. We can't be your cheerleader. That's not what we're there for. Because every time you do something right, it's my job to bring you back down, kill that ego, and tell the job ain't over. And let you not, I got it, I did it, I made it. Because you get that attitude that's still a quitting attitude. So you're going to get a little celebration for a little while, take a picture, then throw that crap under the bed. We don't care no more. Let's go. And I'm going to make it harder on you and harder on you. So you always.
Yeah, you can't live in celebration.
I like that. You can't live in celebration.
You really can't, dude. It's like I like this, like the 24-hour rule. You have 24 hours to celebrate a win, and then it's back to the grindstone, man. Like, you can't live in that because people do that all the time. They're always living in the past, and then you're never getting better then.
Yeah, I always say to Ryan, I fought. If you watch my fight, get a chance to watch them through, you never see me celebrate. And I was never a fighter. I was a martial artist, and that was just my path that I had to take. Because I said, I want to make sure what works. If I'm going to teach you, this is going to work on that crazy killer in the suit trying to take your life, I got to make sure it's going to work here and that I can teach it to everybody. But right after I would fight, I would celebrate for two reasons. One, I had too much respect for my opponent. I looked at it like this, the highest people in this room were me and him, because we had trained, sacrificed our life to come here and meet and willing to take chances to damage each other to see how great the martial arts can work for either through our body, all right? So we're the highest here, not the promoter, which a lot of them trying to think they are, not the fans. They're coming to drink beer and watch. So I felt we controlling them. I'm setting an example for you. So when I beat my fellow warrior who, if right now the world went to war, civil war, who you think I'm calling? I'm calling everybody I fought. Hey, man, what we going to do? Jermaine, let's get together. That's who I know I can count on.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call the people who sitting back drinking beer and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We good. She's just waving. You know what I'm saying? Because most of them, they ain't going to do nothing anyway as soon as the shot get fired or their cell phone get turned off or they close McDonald's. So wait a minute. I didn't know I couldn't get no McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? So I always felt I was leading. And so whenever I beat my brother, I was never shame him, by celebrating all wild and crazy, which was a mistake in my career for entertainment-wise. And I got told that, Jermaine, you got to, I said, yeah, I know.
It's like a part of the show.
And I know by not giving the show, this still is an entertainment, it's a show. I said, that's my samurai side comes out. And when I win, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So and then I walked straight to my corner and Ron Smith be there. And I said, what did I do wrong? Even after I won. Then he said, man, you was dropping your jab, or blah blah blah. You know why you got the takedown on you, don't you? Because you was leaning too much, and that's what all we talked to. We'll watch the fight and find what I did wrong.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and that's where it was. I said that's how warriors always think. Is the old saying, tighten your helmet. There's more.
Yeah.
You kill. You got him. Turn around. There's another one.
Oh man, yeah.
Because as soon as you drop this dude, guess what? The next tougher fighter looking at you like, oh, you think you something?
Yeah.
And he looking at you like this. And he going to prepare.
There's always another challenge.
Yeah. While you going.
Yeah.
And getting drunk and doing everything, So.
Have you read the book of 5 Rings?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great book.
Yeah, that's real good. Another one, too, you asked me, The Martial Way.
The Martial Way.
And that's actually written by I think he was a captain in the Air Force.
Okay.
But I like that one better than Kodo.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's a better book, but he was American, and he trained in martial arts all over. And he was a traditional martial art, and that's why I say you could never diss traditional. Even if they were just point fighters and stuff, they still learn a lot.
Yeah.
And they're more connected to the history from the real samurais than the sport fighters. Just like you watch the UFC right now, how many fighters are really connected to a true traditional background? A lot of us go in, get strong, bust pads, and learn how to hit hard and learn how to be nonstop and learn some techniques. Or they really sitting back learning the history of why that technique existed, why capoeira is fought the way it's fought. Because the slaves had their feet chained. Why do taekwondo guys jump?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why, because it was illegal for martial arts. I can't remember, and I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah,
but it was illegal for them to do martial arts, so they pretend like they were dancing, hey, but they were chained.
Yeah.
So that's why they don't move so wide.
Yeah, that
the
movement.
Kicks, yeah,
and
everything.
Where your feet will allow you to go when they're chained.
And then taekwondo, why so many jump kicks? Because they used to kick people off horses that rode in on horses to attack them.
Yeah, well,
so
samurai, a lot of samurai were on horseback.
So they have to run,
bow and arrow, and
throw each other, and so if you know the reason why, then you understand how to use that technique.
It definitely helps to understand the why. That's something that I really learned once I started teaching. I never saw myself like moving into like a teaching position within jiu-jitsu, but I've been teaching kids jiu-jitsu now for a little over 2 years, and before I would do things and I didn't really understand why I was doing it, or I would do it without even knowing I was doing it. I just was a natural athlete and I just did it. But now like I'm explaining it to a child, and I really have to understand it because I have to explain it so simply to them. And it's definitely made me a better martial artist. Like my whole jiu-jitsu game has just grown exponentially.
Well, because it's even like explaining a jab. Most people just, all right, this is your jab and that's your cross. And they try to throw them the same.
Yeah.
Throw them the same speed. I said, no, a jab's a quick punch. That's what's supposed to catch them off guard to set up the hard stuff. So if you get them with the jab and stun them, then you bring those. But the hard stuff is slower because it's bringing more power to it. Oh, and then you boom, pow, boom, pow. Then it changes up on them. But once they know why,
Find your time.
then, you can figure out and you do it correctly.
Yeah.
But you got to have that why in everything, or else what are you doing? You're just out there doing stuff.
Yeah. Now, so you also wrote a book, right? I know you've mentioned it.
12 of them.
You wrote 12 books?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yeah, 12 of them.
Oh, my goodness. I'd ask you for all the names, but I doubt you remember all of the names
Let me
of
see.
them.
I remember the main was
yeah.
Muay Tiger, my autobiography, and that's actually 2 books. The Fighter's Bible.
Okay.
Which, check this out. This is very interesting about the Fighter's Bible. I sat down. I said, I'm going to write a book for fighters off my fight career, the best information I can give. And this was, it might have been, I'm not sure on the day. It might have been 5.
Yeah.
When you go to prison, you lose. You can't do dates.
I mean,
It's
time
done.
is just such a.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's movement through space. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it doesn't. But I said I'm give the best information I can to fighters to help with their career off of what I went through. And it's called the Fighter's Bible. It's got 10 commandments, and it tells you what to do. I wrote the whole book, gave it to Ron Smith, let him read it. Ron Smith said, Jermaine, did you know there's not one thing about fighting in this book? I said, no. He said, what were you thinking when you wrote this? I said, I wanted to give them the best stuff to help with their career. He said, you did. Everybody thinks it's about in the ring. He said, everything you wrote is about preparing for the fight, what you're eating, your relationships with your woman. You can't have fighters can't have button pushers for women, your entourage, how they can ruin you with the promotion because you come in, you're the greatest guy in the world, but you got this jerk in your crowd who, and he do something stupid and they say, well, he's always with, Jermaine. So we can't have Jermaine. Jermaine's great, but and I had a girl like that. She was just horrible, and I had to get rid of her. They finally told me, said, "Yeah, Jermaine, we weren't gonna put you on TV because of your girl." I said, "She's gone. Don't even sweat it."
Yeah. Yeah.
But just
Your circle
all those little
matters.
things, what you eat, making sure that if you're going on a plane, don't put your fight gear under the thing because you're going to Japan, your luggage get lost. You got to fight in 2 days. You ain't gonna see that luggage. Now what? You don't have your fight gear, mouthpiece, fight gear, all that stuff goes on a plane with you. Plus ramen noodles, food, energy bars, Gatorade, all goes on a plane with you because if they lose your stuff and you go to Japan, what if they don't change your money for you?
Yeah.
You can't spend that money in Japan.
Or you can't eat the food.
You can't eat. That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
I went over there and I couldn't eat. Everything had pork in it. Everything. And then they had McDonald's. So I ended up 2 days, one day before my fight, eating a fish sandwich and French fries
You don't eat
to get
pork?
ready for my fight.
No pork for you?
Yeah, no pork. Well, no meat. I was
No-
vegetarian.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So I had to eat. So I even broke my rules eating that fish.
Oh,
you know what I'm
wow.
saying? So I wrote everything of my personal experiences of weighing in. This is how you do your weigh-in. Don't eat soup the night before. Don't and I put all that in for good information and that was it. And that was complete.
Yeah.
And he said, man, that's a really, nothing's like that been written. I didn't write anything about when you hit somebody, break their nose, when you kick them as hard as you can, And I said, wow, that was the most important things that helped me with my fight career was those things.
Yeah.
Because one of the most important things is if you prepared correctly, because I had a modeling company, I'd always tell the models, you could be the most gorgeous girl in the world. And you walk up here to my thing and your paperwork ain't ready, you ain't sold no tickets to the fashion show, and you don't have this ready, and you don't have your your portfolio, I'm going to take that one that don't look half as good as you because she's prepared.
Yeah.
She's ready. I know I can count on her to be there
Yeah.
and have what she's ready. So a lot of that people don't understand. That's what deals with fighters. You see these fighters who shouldn't be getting that fight. That's because he got his business together.
Yeah, be professional.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. So where can people buy these books at? Or is it on Amazon? Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Amazon. Oh, so it's
Is it better to can you also sell them on like your website? Is it better to go
Yeah,
directly
you go to my
to your
website,
website?
but it'll take you to Amazon.
Oh, does it take you
Yep,
to Amazon?
It'll take you to Amazon. But the Fighter's Bible, Bouncer's Bible. I wrote one for bouncers, for venue security. Dealing effectively with idiots. That's a funny one. I name all the idiots and stuff and tell you how to deal with them.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of ICE.
Ice.
Intercom and explode. That's my baby there.
Intercom and what?
Intercom and explosiveness.
Okay.
And that's a book I wrote, and it's for athletes. And I go through the whole thing of why. Why are you doing this? How far are you willing to go? Can you do this?
Uh-huh.
I said, I mean, I didn't take out basketball because I'm probably too short for it. If you ain't built for it and you can't do it, I don't care how much you like it. Don't jump into the career and get mad at everybody else because you can't make just stuff like that.
Yeah.
How to accept losses, all that kind of. So it's a really good laid out book. It's more of a mental toughness book.
Yeah, mental toughness is so important. I mean, the mind does lead the body.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and the thing is, a lot of people don't know what mental toughness is. They may think because you'll even say they think mental toughness is yelling at somebody. But it's actually the psychology, which it stands for. Mental toughness means sports psychology. So it's teaching people psychology, like, okay, what's going on? Why'd you miss that kick? I don't know. They go to kick the soccer player. They kick the ball. And they miss. The coach, you keep missing that kick. Quit missing that damn kick. You just made it worse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, for that kid. Because they ain't fighters. Now, fighters is different with us because we can make you get up and fight and have to work through it. But even same thing, even in the fight game. You break somebody's confidence, they can never learn. So you got to be careful how you even say things to them. So what I do is they tend to kid at me, well, I keep missing this shot. And the coaches, so I quit soccer. Okay, well, wait a minute. Well, why are you missing the shot? Well, I don't know. Well, I mean, it's okay that you're missing shots. I've been knocked out before. You have? Yeah. And it was okay. That was the best lesson of my life. So you can make mistakes. You got to learn from that. That's how we learn. I said, so what's going on? Well, I'm just afraid I'm going to hurt my foot. I said, why would you hurt your foot? Well, it's been broken in 3 places. Hey, that's the reason.
Yeah.
She don't need to be yelled at because she's missing. You making her feel worse. Her foot hurt. And she's scared she's going to break it again like she did in soccer before.
That's a hell of a break.
So I said, okay, well, listen to me. This is what we're going to do. I want you to get a soccer ball and take it home in the garage and just tap it every day, all day. Just tap it. Don't think about it.
Yeah.
And then who's the trainer that can wrap your ankle? Who wraps you? Well, the only one I trust is this one. I said, does he wrap it all the time? No, he doesn't really have time. I said, okay, I want you to create a better relationship with him. So I said, hi, every time you see him, let him know and give me his phone number. I'm going to call and talk to him. You know what I'm saying? So we do that now. She's getting her ankle wrapped.
Yeah.
She ain't scared to kick. She been kicking the wall. And I said, now we're going to go, and you're going to go, 1 foot from the goal, 2 foot from the goal, 3 foot from the, and now she's back, bow, kicking the crap out of that ball. I said, but we also going to learn how to do it with your left foot. But the main thing to teach them is that your fear was sensible.
Yeah.
You got sensible fear, you got taught fear, and you got imaginative fear. Taught fear is what your parents say, oh, don't you ever kick a soccer ball, you'll break your foot.
Yeah.
Well, you believe that.
Yeah.
Right? You ain't ever even broke your foot. So that's taught fear.
Yeah.
Imaginative fear, you watching this movie and somebody kick the ball and their foot twist around and they get crippled and they end up dying and their life is over. You're saying, what if that happens to me when I kick the ball? you know? So identify them with the person. This is what it is.
Source?
Which one is it? Then you work from there to pull them away from it. But the main thing is making them feel it's okay. And when you make somebody feel okay, like that warden made me feel, Jermaine, you're not a criminal. You committed a crime. All right. He said, you know where most criminals are at? I said, in here. He said out there free.
Yeah.
Running businesses, running companies, moms and dads,
yeah.
Running churches, everything.
We're all human.
He said, they're no better than you. They're just smarter than you. They didn't get busted.
Or
He had little jokes.
or whatever the case
Like he said, like me, I got away with all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's why I can relate. But I'm being honest about who I was, so I can be honest with you to show you who you are, which is going to be better for these clowns in the community who want to lie to you.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. He saved the community. If I'd have came out the way I went in, with the connections I had,
Yeah.
man.
Oftentimes that's the case for a lot of people. They come out better criminals.
Yep. Better
Yeah.
or worse criminals, one or two.
Yeah, however you want to look at it. You know what I mean? And then just because, like you said, the system's set up where they can't go legit if they wanted to.
Yep.
They try. Wow,
and a
man.
lot of times, and that's why I went into kids, all you got to do is identify with them. I had a kid, and he's 8 or 9, I think. And I get this with tons of them, and they all, have what they call in PTSD or whatever. No, not PTSD. I'm sorry, ADHD.
Okay.
All right, that's a new thing. They doping the kids up, doping them up. Don't even sit and talk to them. Put them on drugs. All right, now.
Yeah.
There are some kids who may need it. I'm non-judgmental. I want to get in there, and I got to meet this person. Maybe your kid does need it. Maybe he's going to hurt himself. So you got to calm him down. And you don't know how to do it. But I've had a kid, and the parents told the kid he had it, and he always would go off and he'd be depressed. And so he brought him in, and I said, hey, you got ADHD, ADD, as I call it, because I ain't into studying too much. He put his head down. I said, it's not a bad thing. I got it too. That's what made me a star. I said, I work on 3 computers at a time. But what I did, because I was like, that's why I couldn't sit still in school, because I had a certain genius that they couldn't touch. So they're sitting there saying, blah, 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 and I got this going on and that going on. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't focus, but I ended up learning to believe in myself while I was locked up, and I had people believing in me, the warden and the guards. Man, you're incredible.
Yeah.
And so I started learning that I can write this book and this book the same. Then I released and give the books to the prisoners to read. And when did you write this one? I said, I just wrote them. You wrote 2 books at the same time? That's genius. What? That's what? I always heard I was a stupid ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I started understanding it. Then as the ADD stuff came out, and I actually got the book where you study it to see if you are. and it had like a red page in it. And I'm reading the first page, and I went straight to the red page and said, if you went straight to this page, you have ADD. You know, so I'm like, mother, who wouldn't go straight to this page?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
that's loaded.
And then it had a couple, it was loaded like hell,
Yeah.
you know. But so I'm reading through, but then I'm like, okay, but the way I am, I like being able to, I think it's aware. I'm paying attention. You know, we talking, listen, I'm paying attention to what's going on there, here, there. I got, like, as long as I believe it's okay, and I learn how to control it. It's like being an X-Men character. Every kid is, you know, he's got this, he opened his eyes, he kill everybody until they taught him to put these glasses on, and just hit him with a little bit of rate. Now I'm superior. So that's kind of philosophy I believe with these kids. You know, it's not that they're bad kids or anything's wrong with them. They just don't have the right leader because our society doesn't have a leader for warriors. And they're warriors. You know, and the way I determine a kid's got combat, and people say, how do you determine it? I say, well, they might be in trouble a lot. They're daredevils. They're fearless. But the main thing is they're always going to choose fight over flight. You know, you got kids like that. A parent brought his kid in, and his kid just bouncing off the wall. I said, you having fun, man? He's like, yeah. And then the parent's like, oh, would you stop it? I said, I got it. I was like, man, when you get done burning that combat energy up, come over and sit down so we can get you better. And he came and sat down, you know. So we sitting there, and he's talking about the ADD or whatever that. And when I told him that, you know, you seen him like, oh. And I said, but I got to teach you how to do it. It's not ADD, it's called combat energy. Now what you got to do is you just got to calm down. All right, we got to teach you how to control your combat energy instead of letting it control you. And then you can be a world champ like me or a Navy SEAL. So I drop all the things you can be a great world leader. All the great things you could be. So he's like, I've never been told I could be all of this.
Yeah, some kids just need to hear that they can do something.
A lot of times that's it. Then you put them on that path. And they put that energy into that. And then you show them where when you're doing this, you're pulling yourself off your path.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to do that. You know, I got to be what I said I'm going to be.
Yeah.
You know. So, yeah, that's where I feel it's at with these kids. I get them in there, and the main thing I do is I always say this too when they're sitting there. I say, I got a kid in the other room. He tough. You want to fight him? And the one with combat energy, yeah, I'll fight him. They ain't going to back down. Even though they know if they get beat up, they will not back down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I was. I didn't care. Cops roll up with guns and everything. I don't care. Shoot.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be a day encoded that I'm going to back down. But look how powerful I became when it got guided in the right direction by the right person.
Right.
You know, now I train cops. You know what I'm saying? I teach them how to act and teach people how to act when a cop pull them over. You know, but that's the same thing. When that kid's like, yes, sir, I'll fight anybody. I'm not afraid. But if they're kind of like, I say, okay, that's not a bad kid. He just don't have combat energy. And that's my specialty.
Yeah.
Is one of those daredevils that everybody else thinks is a problem because they don't know how to handle it and train them. And deal with them. So that's the foundation we're trying to start right now.
Right on.
And it's been doing really good. You'll see on my page, I run a fundraiser because I'm trying to connect the community with these kids. So I don't let the parents pay for it. You know, it's a training. They get 6 weeks of training from me. And I put a thing up, say, hey, I got a combat energy kid. Come on, community. Come together and show them that you care about them.
Oh, nice.
And, man, they come together. It'd be a week. 2, 3. Okay, he's funded. You know, put the next one up. We got it. Well, he's funded. I didn't even get to put it up. You know, here's another. But then I tell those kids, hey, there's people out there you never even met who care about you.
Yeah.
They paid for this. Then I tell that mom, you know, mostly single moms. Now, you see, there are people in the community who care about you. Don't think, I know we all go through breakups and things like that. That don't mean the world's against you. These guys help you. And those moms, oh, my God, that is so that gives they confidence.
Yeah,
you know?
Well, they're not alone.
Yeah, or dad or whoever it is. So that's what we try to work with the foundation.
Right on.
You know?
So if people want to get a hold of you or they wanted to train or help fund a kid or like, where can they check you out at?
I'm at JermaineAndre.com, of course, and JermaineAndreMartialArts.com. Mm-hmm. I'm on Facebook, Jermaine Andre. And let me get my phone number. I don't know my phone number. So people say, why don't you know your number? I said, I never called myself.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially, I mean, who remembers anybody's number these days?
I said, you know what my daughter's phone number is? They said, what, Caitlin? That's what it says in my phone. Yeah. I don't ever look at a number, it's her name. You know?
That's funny.
All right, 636-373-4989. People can text me there. And, you know, my thing is, I don't teach a certain thing. You come to me and I'm going to find out what I feel you need to learn. Yeah. And then I tell you, hey, this is what I think you get. You know, you get a free consultation assessment with me. I say, sit down. This is what I think you need. You know, what's going on in your life? And then you say yes or no. And then you tell me what you need because I'm not going to make you do something you don't want to do. Yeah. You know, unless I think what you're trying to do is stupid. You know, somebody come to me that want to hurt people. Yeah. You know, I tell them, I can't. I'm sorry, that's not what I'm about.
Yeah.
You know,
it doesn't align with what you're doing.
But if my number, 636-373-4989, text me. Don't call. Yeah. I don't answer my phone. I'm going to be straight with you. Even my mother knew that.
That's
so don't call me, Mom. text me because
Yeah,
too many
man.
people call and I end up on the phone too long. You see how long I can talk. You know
Well,
what
and
I'm
the
saying?
thing is, like text, like then you can look at it and you can get to it later. You
Make
know what I
time for
mean?
yeah.
You know, it's just like
And that,
everybody's demanding of your time right now. Everybody wants your time right now. It's like,
I remember a parent was walking through the hall. I was walking through my hall of my school. I was going to the office, had class. The parent said, "Sir, can I speak with you real quick?" I said, "No," and I walked. I said, "I'm sorry, no," and they just kind of. And I said, well, "Wait here. I'll be right back." And I went down, started class. I said, "You need to set an appointment." They said, "Well, it won't take but a minute." I said, "No. Listen to me. The reason I'm telling you need to set appointments is because I respect you, and I don't want to just feed you some garbage as quick as I can. Just in a minute. It may take longer.
yeah,
So I want to give you my respectable time so I can sit down and listen to you.
yeah.
And you can get off your chest in a respected environment instead of trying to whisper it in my ear while these parents." And they said, and it was serious. You know, I mean, we sat there and talked for an hour and a half about what was going on.
It's never
you
just
know?
a minute.
Yeah, never. If it is, you would be trying to stop me right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just want me to talk to you right now. That's all.
Yeah. So that's why I say with text me. If you don't hear from me in a couple of days, hit me again because
Yeah.
I'm bird. But yeah, calling me, I'm never going. And then you got the telemarketers out there now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
my volume's off.
Well, patience is key. Anytime you're trying to get a hold of somebody, that's the one thing I've learned. Just be patient.
Yep.
It just is what it is. You can't take anything personal.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Not these days.
No, man. Like everybody's living life.
Yep.
So, hey, man, thank you so much, Jermaine, for joining me, dude.
Definitely, man.
This has
Fellow
been
warrior anytime.
it's been a fantastic conversation. So, I'm gonna leave the floor to you, though. If there's anything else you wanted to leave, I know we've kind of already pointed people to most places, but if there's anything else you wanted to leave with the listeners, I'll leave it to you.
I would. With everything we got going on, you know, I think, you know, when I say Americans, I'm talking anybody that drinks water here, that eats the food here, that drives the roads here, that burns the gas here. You're an American because that's what's keeping you alive. And separation is the way to make us destroy each other. And then the people that separate us are going to come in and destroy who's left, you know, or enslave them in the way that they're going to enslave them. We got to start being more compassionate towards each other, trying to understand each other. You know, a lot of times when you meet somebody and they're acting a certain way, it's because things are bad in their life. They're going through something really hard. So if you be compassionate and have confidence in yourself, you can do or say something that can make that person change that person's life. Like this warden sitting there dealing with all of us criminals every day. And he didn't judge us. He didn't look down on us. We came in. He said something, the right thing, where he could put us out there and none of us stabbed each other. None of us fought each other because he showed us we had value. Everybody has that power. That's nothing special I can do. What I do with people, you know, people bring their kid to me and I boost their confidence. All I'm doing is showing them they got value and being kind to them and trying to be understanding that, man, you might be going through something way worse than me. Okay, let's say just like today. You know, you come up here and we doing the podcast, everything goes good. I don't know what you went through yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But let's say I come here with attitude and this and that, and you know, man, let's hurry up and get this podcast out the way. I got things to do. You know, and you wasn't even supposed to be here because you're supposed to be somewhere else on the emergency. So you here suffer. You know what I'm saying? People go through stuff. You give people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
That kills your ego. Then that opens you up to them. When they feel you open up to them, they're gonna go. And that's going to kill their ego.
Right.
And then they're going to open. Then you're going to communicate. Then you're going to start laughing. You're going to realize, whoa, hey, I was thinking you were an idiot because you did this. I would have did the same shit you did.
Oh, yeah.
You know, now you got a friend. So I think as Americans, we need to stop telling people what to think, shut the hell up, ask them what they think, and try to feel and listen to them.
Right.
And if we can do that with each other, you know, we can stop this big madness of just this separation that's trying to really break us apart. You know, and everybody can see more clear what's going on out there.
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, divided we fall.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. Hey, that's an excellent note to end on. So,
Right on.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Until next time.
All right.